Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. We're excited to be here with you as always. It's a good day, a Tuesday. It's past Monday, right? Like we talk about. But today is a good day with a great message, because this message means more to your business than you may realize. And it's probably not talked about enough. It's like the old school style of business, right? Back when you could do things with a handshake and you could trust someone's word. That's right. Today we're talking about honesty, because honesty in your business really will lead to success. A lot of people are not honest. A lot of people are shysters, but that eventually will and always does catch up to them. Being honest with yourself, being honest with your employees, and being honest with your clients, it's going to pay back tenfold in any way that you could do business that wasn't honest and maybe made that quick buck. Well, in the long run, honesty is going to create a long-lasting business that is going to pay out way more than that quick buck. So, all right, Troy. Oh, and by the way, for all of our YouTube viewers, you're probably seeing our new show. Yeah, that's right. For all of our longtime listeners, but no time viewers on YouTube, get on over to YouTube and check out this episode, because we've got a new show and it looks pretty dope, I think. So all my YouTubers, please comment in and say how you like the new look of the show. Let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback. I'm excited about it. I think it looks awesome. All right, Troy, dive in. Let's talk about some honesty. In fact, that's what we need from you, is honesty about our new show look.
All right. So we're going to break it into three different categories today. We're going to talk about honest with your clients, honest with your employees, and honest with yourself. So we'll start with honest with your clients first. Sometimes as business owners, we are so focused on closing the next deal that we lose focus on being completely honest with our clients. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to share a little story with you. It actually happened today. I had a sales call. It was a client that's a Sotellus client, and they were looking for some other marketing services. And so they jumped on a call with me today, and they were looking for like SEO services. And we did this whole website analysis for them. And then we looked at their ranking in the search engines and all this stuff. And it just didn't look good. None of it looked good. And so I got back on the phone with this gentleman. And, he told me, yep, I'm a new business. I've been in business for less than a year. And, I said, all right, well, revenue wise, what are you doing? And he told me, I'm doing less than $2,000 a month in revenue, but I'm interested in these SEO services. And I just told him, I said, I got to be honest with you. This isn't going to work for you. We went through his business plan, and it just wasn't the right product at the right time. Now, I could have just sat back and said, yep, absolutely. Go ahead and buy this. It's going to be awesome for you. And then in 6 months, he would have been out of business and I would have lost a client.
It's sad because in reality, a lot of companies would have done that.
Absolutely. And in fact, he had other companies that did offer that, right? Didn't tell them they're going to put them out of business. But, absolutely. We can take care of this for you. So instead, what I did was I said, hey, look, let me give you 5 things that you can do on a very small budget to bring in more clients. And then as you bring in those more clients, and as you get more referrals from those clients, and as you grow your business, then we'll be able to help you with some of these other marketing strategies that are just outside of your budget right now. And I can't tell you how grateful he was that I didn't just take his money and not give a care. Right. And he even said, he's like, man, he goes, I got to tell you, I am so glad you were honest with me. And I am definitely going to be coming back. And, when I can afford these services, I'm going to pay for these services. And I'm going to tell my friends and family, other business owners about you guys because you were so honest about it. And I'm not telling you this to toot my own horn. I'm telling you this because if you want to have a business that lasts for a very, very, very long time, if you want to have clients that are going to not only continue to use your services, but refer everybody else they know over to your services, then it starts out with being honest with them, right?
Yeah. And I'll interject and say, this is the norm for us. All the time, we're telling people, hey, you're not quite ready for this stage, but here's what you can do, X, Y, and Z, and that will help you grow. And then once you are at this stage, come back and you will have the funds to be able to market and really grow your business. And that's the right way to do it. And I can tell you, after being in business for 23 years, it's worked really well. It's been very profitable for us to do it this way. We have so many people. In fact, I would say most of the people that we turn away, we're not really turning them away. We're helping them out, but turning them to go and do their own work through a little bit of elbow grease. They all come back and are ready to then spend money, and they have bigger budgets that actually help them even more. So it works.
Yeah. And we see it all the time. We literally had another client this week who we did marketing for them. They went away because they thought the grass was greener and they're back again. Right. And they've done this multiple times. We've had several clients with Sotellus this month alone that they, someone else told them that they could do a better job than Sotellus would do for them. They left and then they came back. They all came back, just multiple clients coming back this month going, man, we were wrong. Yeah. You guys did what you said you would do. And, we want to do business with you. And so it really does make a big difference. And they're also referring other people to us because of that. So that is a great way to grow your business, is through that honesty with your existing customer base. Exactly. All right. Anything you want to add about clients before we move on to employees?
No, that was awesome. It's so true.
All right. Honesty with your employees. This is an interesting one. So sometimes as a boss, we feel like we need to have all of the answers and make all of the decisions so that our employees know that we're the one in charge and that we are the smartest person in the room.
Oh, man.
Right? That's why we're the boss. That's why we're the business owner, because we're smarter than everybody else. And that is one of the biggest mistakes you can make as an owner. I'll tell you what, and Trevor will back me up on this, I never want to be the smartest person in the room.
That's right.
Because then everyone's relying on me to solve all the problems.
Well, and I'll just take it a different direction. If I'm the smartest one in the room, we're in trouble. I better not be the smartest one in the room.
Yeah. So when you have that attitude, this leads to one-sided, narrow-minded decisions. Not that you are just inherently making bad decisions, but you see things one way, right? And so that's why you make your decisions that way. But your employees may see things totally different, and they may be able to bring a perspective to the company that you're like, oh man, I never thought of that.
Totally.
We should do it that way. So you don't want to be one-sided, narrow-minded. You hire these employees to help you grow the business.
Right.
So utilize them, right, to help grow the business. So it's okay to ask your employees what they think. It's okay to ask them what they would do in this situation. You know why? Because this pushes them to step up, take ownership, and become a problem solver.
That's right.
I want you to think about your employees. How many times have you said, man, I wish my employees would just step up and solve the problem? Okay, well, when's the last time that you let your employees step up and solve a problem? Or are you always trying to solve the problem for them? So think
Yeah.
about that. So be honest with them and let them know, like, hey, look, I'm not the only person here. We all can work on this and figure this out.
Yep.
So the great thing about it, as a business owner, it takes some of that weight off of your shoulders and lets you focus on some of the things that maybe are more important. And it also helps them become better employees. So
Absolutely.
be honest with your employees.
I remember I was consulting for a company once, and the guy was like, he was an owner operator just wearing all the hats. And we've been there. We know that. So many times we've started many companies from scratch, never taken a dollar from anybody else to do it. So we know exactly how bootstrapping a business goes. And this guy was like, I can't hire people because I can't trust them to do it the way I would do it. And I understand that feeling. I understand the idea and mentality behind that. However, sometimes doing it a different way isn't a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing. You may think that you have it the best way, the only way, and it's your way or the highway. But I can tell you from experience, we missed out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in our own business a couple of times with employees who we tried to do it our way or the highway and ended up being the highway, and that highway led to them doing it their way, and they brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves instead of for my company. And so the thing is, you need people who think differently than you do. That is, like Troy said, a good thing, and it can result in higher revenue for the company.
Absolutely. All right. The last one is being honest with yourself. And this can be really, really hard.
Yeah.
Because we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is more important to be able to identify your own weaknesses than it is to push your strengths.
Absolutely.
Right? If you can understand where you have weaknesses, then you can understand where you need to get help to grow the business. And, that's one of the things that have really worked well with Trevor and I, because we're very different. His personality is very different than my personality. What Trevor likes to do in the business is very different than what I like to do in the business. I know what my weaknesses are. And luckily for me, my weaknesses are Trevor's strengths. So I've recognized that very quickly and said, great, this is you. You do all of this because you're going to rock it at that. So being able to recognize those weaknesses in yourself, honestly recognizing them, and will help you to be a better business owner. So, what are you struggling with as a business owner? I want you to ask yourself these questions. What are you struggling with as a business owner, right? Who can you turn to for advice or help? Mm-hmm. And because the great thing is, you don't need to know everything. You just need to find someone who does know what you don't know and let them handle it as the expert. And that's how you become a successful business owner, because no business owner is perfect at every part of the business. They just aren't. And if they think they are, that's where you, just like Trevor said, that's where you end up with the owner operator who can never hire any employees, can never get out of the truck, right? Because they feel like they are the only one who can do everything.
And they're not being honest with themselves.
No, they're not. And they're not going to be able to grow their business.
That's right.
Because there's only so many hours in a day. So the only way to grow the business is to multiply the number of hours that can be done, which means multiplying the number of people. So you got to take a look at yourself as a business owner, and you've got to be honest with your strengths and your weaknesses, and then get the help you need. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Trevor?
No, I mean, it's, again, every one of these points that Troy has touched on is and will, it's the path to growth, and it will help your business grow if you implement it. You need to be, I honestly think being honest with ourselves sometimes is the hardest thing of the three.
Yes.
It really is. I mean, it's where we want to have pride. We're prideful people. We are business owners. We're entrepreneurs. We can do it. We're not going to fail. And, we know exactly the best way, the best path to success. Well, that's not always true. And when we learn to be honest with ourselves and let others step into the roles that we can't accomplish successfully, it's like Troy said, I mean, yin and yang. He is 100% all of my weaknesses. Troy has those strengths, and it's amazing. It's been really awesome. In fact, back when it was like Ron was in the company, it was this trifecta, man, because it was Ron would get out there and he did what none of us liked to do. He was selling like crazy. He sold anything and everything, and that guy could sell Sonoto and Eskimo, I'm telling you. And then Troy took care of all the operations and making sure that everything was always moving forward and profitable and on time and schedules. And, and then there was me who a lot of times Ron's head was way up in the clouds. Troy was, and we've said this before, Troy was, making sure everything stays profitable. So he's holding on to as much as possible. And it was all about, and then there was me in the middle who was like, no, like, hey, we got it. We're not going to do this, Ron. That's freaking crazy. And Troy, but we've got to push here. And, and it was great because we had this wonderful, like I said, trifecta of almost of every aspect that you need in a company. And so now with Ron being retired, Troy and I both have actually had to kind of step up in our roles and our positions and stretch ourselves a little more. Right. So I had to become a little more of that visionary head in the clouds, which is still hard for me because, but Troy's had to step up too, to be like, hey, now I've almost got to take a little bit of Trevor's and say, yeah, we can do that. We're going to do that. We're going to move forward with that. So we've been stretching and growing for years anyways. I mean, it's been really fun, but if it all comes down to, again, I think in my opinion, that a very important one is that being honest with yourself, because when you can be honest with yourself and take yourself out of roles that you aren't good in, and then you can also step into and really amplify those roles that you are good in, you are going to grow your business exponentially. It's going to be amazing. So, all right, guys, well, that's it. That's all I've got. Troy, you nailed it. And homework for this week is find a way this week to be more honest with your clients, with your employees, and with yourself. I'm going to say all three, not just one.
Yep.
Find a way to be more honest, even if it's a little bit. Be a little more honest with yourself, with your employees, and with your clients. And it will really, truly help your business. Trust those people, especially your employees too. Trust them. You hired them for a reason. If you hired them just because they were a body to put in a place, then you probably don't have the right person. And I understand that we can't always have the right person in the right place at the right time. Sometimes we just, especially in an economy like today where people don't want to work, sometimes it just is putting a body in place. But as soon as you can, make sure you put the right person in the right place, because they are going to help that company grow. They're going to help your company grow. And then what you do is you trust them, you lean on them, and you are honest with them. So a lot of times being honest with them goes hand in hand with trusting them, right? All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. We love you. Again, get on YouTube. Check out our new show. Let us know what you think of the look and the feel. We're excited about it. I love it. I think it's fun. And so comment. If you've never been on YouTube to see our show, go on YouTube, search So Tell Us or So Tell Us Time, both of those which will come up with our show. Click on it, watch our latest episode, and let me know what you think. We would love to have you guys on YouTube as well. It's fun to interact and see each other anyways, right? All right. We love you. We appreciate you. We will check you guys out on the next episode of So Tell Us Time.